When I tell someone about ideal parent figures for the first time, one of the first questions I usually get is this like internal family systems? And yes and no. There are some similarities, and actually, as I'm training more and more in parts work, and particularly in Aletheia unfoldment, that strain of parts work, which I'll talk more about what that is, I am finding more crossover. However, there's also significant differences about what they do, what each of those does, and what each of them doesn't do. So, first, if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you know what ideal parent figures is, but I'll give a brief description of it. That ideal parent figures, you are guided by a practitioner to imagine yourself as a young child growing up with a set of ideal parent figures who are not your actual parents, but these ideal parent figures who are capable of giving you everything that you would have needed to grow up with a sense of secure attachment, with a strong sense of self, high self-esteem, a sense of self-agency, this feeling that you can do things and have an impact on the world from your strong sense of self. And in practicing imagining that, you get access to the felt sense of secure attachment, of having a strong sense of self, and the best qualities of yourself. And most people know what internal family systems is. It's parts work. You're seeing the different parts of yourself that are coming up and building relationship with them and trying to understand what it is, how it is it that they're actually trying to support you, and understanding them and working with them. And so in Aletheia parts work, the big difference between Aletheia and internal family systems is that Aletheia is not only parts work. The first year of the training, which is what I'm in at the moment, is mostly focused on parts work. And the parts work is an evolution from internal family systems. The creator Steve March did train extensively in internal family systems with Dick Schwartz. However, Aletheia also goes to depths that internal family systems is not approaching. So in addition to the parts work, there's also somatic work and process work, working with imaginal felt senses in the body as well as just somatic experiences in the body. It also unfolds into a depth of presence and uncovering these qualities of presence that are below your depth of parts, that are below the depth of your emotions and experiences of somatics and feelings and tensions and traumas in your body. What is the depth of presence that is below that? And in that depth of presence, there are qualities of courage and strength and love and creativity. And there's a resourceness that exists there at the quality of presence, of being able to really show up in your life from a place of, who you really are, below the protections and traumas and resistances and tensions. And then below that depth of presence is the depth of non-duality. And so Aletheia is about being able to live from your depth of presence, being able to live as love, being able to live as courage and strength and awareness and presence. And what I notice in the crossover between ideal parent figures and Aletheia, the parts work, is that in Aletheia, the way that you relate to your parts, say there's a part of you that's coming up that's feeling kind of overwhelmed, which, to be honest, I'm just expressing. There's a little bit of this overwhelmed feeling that I'm experiencing right now talking about this, because there's a part of me that really wants to say the right thing, that really wants to express this idea in the right way. And so then I see that part of me that's expressing that's itself. I'm disidentifying from it, and then being able to see it, understand it, love it, and value it exactly as it is without needing to change it. And in doing that, this connects me to the depth of presence of myself, because I'm relating to this part from that depth of presence, and disidentifying from the parts, understanding them, really loving them exactly as they are without needing to change them at all, just meeting them as they are. That contact helps them to soften. And often, just as a natural result of feeling seen, loved, valued, and understood exactly as they are without needing to change them, the parts can let go of their protections and start to melt. They can start to shine. They can start to go about their roles in different ways. And they can release themselves entirely because they see that you, as presence, have it handled. You, as presence, can take care of these things. And so I feel that now, as I've talked about that sense of overwhelm has really melted. I don't feel as much of a need to perform being present for you, the watcher of this video. I feel much more resourced in my body because I'm actually embodying my depth of presence. And it's all because I saw that part, I welcomed it, I named it, and I wasn't trying to change it. I was just giving it contact. And that is essentially what the ideal parent figures are doing for you when you're imagining yourself as a young child in the presence of these ideal parent figures. These ideal parent figures are not trying to fix you because you're whole and fully valuable exactly as you are. You're not a problem to fix. You're not some broken piece of technology that needs to be rewired. They see you as whole exactly as you are, including all of the emotions of fear and the anxieties and all of these things. Your ideal parent figures view all of this as part of your human experience. And they meet you and see you and understand you and love you exactly as you are, just like that. And when you can really settle into that and allow yourself to be seen and valued, loved and understood, and feeling that they don't need to change you, they're just trying to meet you and contact you exactly as you are, that's really where I see clients dropping a layer, and these qualities of presence come online. The qualities that we're uncovering with Aletheia in that parts work, these qualities of compassion and strength and bravery and confidence, all naturally come online because that depth of presence is already there in you. It's just that your parts are protecting you, and you're identifying with this layer of parts. But then when you feel really contacted, you can drop in to your depth of presence, and these natural resource qualities can start to express themselves, and you can start to live more from the depth of your presence. And that's really what the development of secure attachment allows. It's secure attachment is not going from insecure attachment to secure attachment is not about fixing a broken system. It's about allowing the protections to, it's about creating the conditions where the protections are allowed to soften and melt and reveal who you actually are. Secure attachment is your native state. It's what you're born into. And then the insecure attachment is a series of parts that develop to protect you and to protect that essential essence of yourself. And at a certain point, when you feel really contacted, then those protections become, they realize that they're not as necessary and they drop. And so secure attachment is just a foundation where those qualities of presence are more likely to shine. They're already natural to you in your wholeness, and we're just uncovering what is already there. And so for me, what ideal parent figures is really good for, that is not as covered in parts work, is that the ideal parent figures can provide a certain scaffolding and a certain modeling of what healthy relationships really look and feel like, so that you have a bit of a roadmap of what to look for and what to filter for in the relationships that you allow into your life. Now, this is all understanding that you are going to be really well served by seeking out relationships with people who see you and understand you, with people who validate your emotions rather than trying to fix or change them, with people who they celebrate your discoveries and your explorations in the world. They know how to meet your emotions when you're upset. Like, being able to filter for those is all going to be really supportive. Those are things that you might discover through Aletheia work, internal family systems, as you discover your self energy or your presence energy, yourself as presence. You might discover that, okay, these kind of relationships that's what I really want in relationships. But it can take a bit longer because you're kind of relying on your own self-discovery of what a healthy relationship looks like, when it's not really so necessary to discover those things on your own, because they're so universal. You're going to have your own unique needs in a relationship that other people don't need. But what pretty much everyone needs in a relationship that's going to feel secure and healthy is feeling seen and understood, feeling loved and valued exactly as you are, feeling a mature response to emotions, being able to rely on your partner for support while also having a sense of interdependence and healthy independence with each other, feeling encouraged in your exploration. Those things are all very universal, and you don't really need to go about this process of discovering that on your own through your inner work. It's a certain level of psychoeducation. It's actually an experiential, embodied psychoeducation that the ideal parent figures path is giving you. So for me, that's a much faster and more useful path for someone who's going from just understanding relationships through the lens of insecure attachment to getting an experiential model of what a healthy relationship feels like. And starting with the ideal parent figures, and then later on in the process, it's imagining yourself as an adult with a secure, romantic, intimate partner. And so once you have that kind of settled, that roadmap of what a healthy relationship looks and feels like, and you can embody the sense that you actually deserve that, there's still going to be, in my case at least, there has still been a lot of other subtle particular resistances that are idiosyncratic to me and ways that I still avoid intimacy. And that's where I pick up with parts work, with Aletheia unfoldment, of discovering my innate qualities of presence and being able to apply them to very specific scenarios in my life when, okay, this thing is happening right now. I keep noticing this pattern, and being able to unfold into that and develop new pathways and strategies from myself as presence. And then, so basically, ideal parent figures, it presents the overall tone of secure attachment, which it did for me. I felt this overall tone of feeling good about myself, of feeling really worthy and capable of healthy relationships. It developed all of that for me. And then parts work helped me to go much deeper into like the specific, the ways that are unique to me that I was still resisting or struggling in my confidence in relationships and work and in life. And so, you know, ideal parent figures, I think, is more effective for developing that overall tone of healthy relationships. And then parts work is for everything else to be able to unfold into the depth of yourself, even below presence, at a depth of non-duality, if that's something that you seek. So that's, for me, where I see the overlap and comparisons between ideal parent figures and parts work and Aletheia unfoldment. And yeah, that's all I have to say about this topic for now. And it's very possible that in some years I'll have some new insight, and maybe I'll drop a new video then. But if you have any more questions right now, do feel free to contact me. I'll leave information in the description below, and I'd love to hear from you. So thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.